What do you know, and how did this come about?
Well, Paul, it is for college football, it's one of those days I think we'll probably all remember. The greatest run, certainly, in modern football history over. Nick Saban retiring, telling his team today. This is something he's done the last few years, as I think after the season, he and his wife, Terry, have gotten away and assessed where they are with their lives, where Nick is with his career. Was not something that he did for the first time this year. And, soon after they got back from the Rose Bowl, they went down to their place in Florida, talked about it, came back, thought about it. I don't think anybody knew, I don't think anybody really knew what was going to happen. I mean, you talk to people at Alabama over the last few days, it's been business as usual. But Nick is old school, as you well know, and the first people he wanted to know were his players. And he talked to his players, he told them. And I think it's, again, something that a lot of people around that program thought there might be a chance of it happening, but I don't think anybody saw it coming in the last couple of days.
Again, Chris, so many people felt like this was a possibility, and I watch what you have to say very closely, and I felt you were pointing toward the possibility of this throughout the year, reversing where you had been previously. What do you think triggered it?
Well, I think, when you're 72 years old, first of all, Paul, 14-hour days are a lot different than they were when you're 60 or 62. That's just the way it is. And Nick's one of those guys that he can only do it one way. He's never going to scale back. He was never going to scale back and bring somebody else in to help him. He knows one way to coach football. And I think he'd gotten to the point where he felt like he had given everything he could. He'd done everything he could as a head football coach to make Alabama a championship contender every year. And this was the right time, the right place for him in his life and his family to walk away. He was never going to have – someone asked me out in L.A., is there any chance that he would do this and then sort of say, I'm going to coach my last year? No way. There was never any way he was going to do a victory tour like we've seen some coaches do. He was going to decide. He was going to make his decision, talk to his family, and then he was going to be done. And that's what happened today.